Hi all, good afternoon. I hope everybody had done a lunch. Okay, so today our talk is about the Zoomers at work, swipe right for success. So we will discuss about the Gen Z, the next generation. I hope so you are the Gen Z or you are working with the Gen Z or leading them. Okay, so we will discuss about them. So let me introduce myself. I'm Anuj Singla, Principal Software Engineer. So I have around 12 years of experience, and I'm also like, I'm mostly the front end guy, but recently I get a chance to work on the AI project also. So we make a chatbot for the Red Hat. And apart from this, I also share my knowledge on YouTube. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Nancy Jain. I'm an engineering manager at Red Hat, and I have over 12 years of experience in software industry. As an engineering manager, my role is to support my team in delivering the high quality softwares, removing blockers, connect with the stakeholder, and also support my team in their career growth. So today we will going to talk about the agenda for today is who is Gen Zs, why understanding them is important, their characteristics. Anuj and I also will going to share our experience while working with this generation, along with the strategies for managers as well as for engineers and tech leads, how we can connect with them and support them. So let's start. So we will start our presentation with one quote which says, every generation brings new energy to the workplace. The challenge is not adapting, but evolving with them. So let's see how we can evolve with this generation. So before we proceed, it's very important to understand who is Gen Z. So Gen Z means Generation Z, and Z stands for Zoomers. So that's why we said like Zoomers at workplace and swipe right for success. So this is the generation who born between 1997 and 2012. And this is the first generation who grew up with the internet, who raised by digital era, smartphones, as well as social media. And this generation also experienced two major events. The first one is 2008 recession and COVID-19 pandemic. And this generation also have their own values. They values a lot about mental health, well-being, inclusivity. Along with that, I will also give you a little bit introduction about the other generations which we have. The first is baby boomers. You can consider baby boomers your great grandparents generation who born between 1946 to 1964. Then we have Gen X, like our grandparents generation who born between 1965 to 1980. Then Gen Y, I'll consider myself as a Gen Y, millennials, who born between 1981 and 1996. And then we have Gen Z. So I will hand over to Anuj, who will going to talk about why understanding them is matter.
Okay, so Nancy, I tell about like who's the Gen Z. Okay, so now understanding why understanding Gen Z matter. Okay, so every generation come, go, why we should take care about them. Okay, so first is the driving economic evaluation. So like the Gen Z 1997 to 2012, so they are in their 13 to 20 year of age mostly, and they are either entering the college, job, or either the active earner or the spender. Okay, so as per the Bank of America, by 2030 Gen Z will earn around 33 trillion, so that is the 25% of the global income. So as you understand, like if you have the power of the money, so you will decide what will work in the market and what will not work in the market. So suppose you are the businessman or you are the employer, so means if you are making any product or like designing consultancy, so you have to think about the next generation, either things will work or not. So the next generation will decide, or Gen Z will decide either this product will work or not. So like in India, there are a couple of products as, or in the malls, there are couple of like the shops are opening specific for the Gen Z. You will get the product and all things related to them also. And apart from like as per the McKinsey and the Deloitte survey, Gen Z mostly prioritize to the values over the price, like before buying it. So like for me, when I was the young, or even right now, I don't take care about the values. Mostly I take care about the means in sort of the price. Okay, so suppose I have the two products, I have to choose. So maybe I will go with the price, but the next generation take care about the values. Either if you see here right now, the brands also tagging, okay, this is the means economic friendly, pollution and all things they will take care about. And the shaping tomorrow future leaders. Okay, so now they are entering in the market or the organization. So right now I know they are only the junior maybe, but later on after 5 year, 10 year, they are the senior. They are the rule maker. They will decide what will work, what will not work. Okay, so that's why we have to think about them also. So the driving innovation. So like the as Nancy also, like this generation is grow with the technology. So as per the study, around 90% of the population have the mobile phone, internet. Okay, so now there means they want things should be fast. So their intention span is very low, around 3 to 5 seconds. Within the 3 to 5 seconds, they will decide either like they are interested in these things or not. So like as a company, you have to work or the new technology or the innovative types of things, then your things will work. Yeah. Okay, so now we will take about the key characteristics of Gen Z. So digital. So means physical and digital. So for that, there is no difference between the physical and digital. For them, both are the same. So suppose if you are if suppose they want to purchase one product, maybe they go offline, check it, things are okay, they are look, and they also want the same thing online also. Maybe they will review the product, and this vice versa also. Okay, so means the study found that 90% of population has the mobile, as I told you. Okay, even like when I was in college, and when I was young, so I got my phone, and if I want to access the internet, I go to the cafe. But this generation from the starting have the technology. Okay, and the purpose driven rather than the paycheck. So they want their work should be some purpose driven, means the meaningful work they want to. They don't want to do the boring work or the repetitive work. Okay, so I took one interview of 5 to 6 Gen Z in my office. So I ask a very simple question. Suppose you have one offer. One is the 50K euro, you will get it, but the okay work. And if you have the 40K euro, but you will get a good work, which one you will choose? And you are surprised, like they go with the good work. They say, okay, we will compromise with the paycheck, but we don't want to compromise with the work, whatever we want to do. Okay. So entrepreneurship in mind. So means there is one study done by in London around on the 2000 adults. They want to check either the next generation want to be a entrepreneur or not. You are surprised, like around 60% of population want to become their own boss. They want to start their business before they turn 30. So they want to start or they want to experiment like in their early stages, but they want to use that technology in short. And the FOMO, like the fearing in missing out. So they grow with the technology. They always feel fearing in missing out. Like they feel like I'm outdated. I want to get the new information and all things. And hyper custom, they want the customization at every place. Like the Facebook, Amazon, they provide the customization like as per their preferences. You will get to know, or you will get the products, or the Google show you the ads as per the preferences. So same thing they want at their workplace also. So suppose if there is one guy who is the financial analyst, or he's also doing one like the content writer also. So they want to change the title. It's not like the old process they are doing. They want to change the title also, like the financial analyst plus the content creator also. Like they want to value their work, or the description also they want to customize in them. Yeah, hand over to Nancy.
Yeah, so now we understand like what is this generation, why understanding them is matter, their characteristics. Let's talk about work preferences. So I'll share one experience. So Anuj and I, we both observe batches after batches of interns. We observe like this generation is very happily share their perks, their work goodies over a social media, which is like LinkedIn and Instagram. And it's very natural for them and very authentic for them. But when it comes to us, we are in like little reserve, like, very open in the social media. So it's very important to understand what are their work preferences. First is flexibility. So when it comes to this generation, they want flexibility. They want hybrid or remote options. They want independency to work from anywhere, or along with that, they also want like the freedom to understand the things, contribute into the different opportunities and initiatives. So if we compare same with the other generation, which is millennial, so they want also flexibility just like Gen Zs, but they want a balanced approach. If I'll talk about myself, I want flexible hours at work, but along with this, I also want to go office once and twice in a week, sit with my colleagues, have the collaboration and discuss the ideas. And if we compare same with the other two generation, which is Gen X and boomers, they want stability, they want work-life balance, and this is the generation we often see like stay longer and spend many years with one employer. The second one is purpose. Anuj already mentioned, like when it comes to this generation, Gen Z is not just looking for the paycheck. They are motivated by values like well-being, mental health, social justice. So it's important. So they want to work with that organization where their values are also aligned. That's important. And if we compare with millennials, they also want similar, like they're also motivated by purpose, but they are very much career oriented. They want their leadership to support them. They want like independence to look into the new ideas. And if we compare same with the other two generation, which is Gen X and boomers, they want job security, they want stability. And the third is regular check-in and regular feedbacks. That's very important, like, because this is the generation who are very active in the digital era. They want like regular check-in on share the feedback. They expect feedback should be very quick rather than waiting for the annual reviews. So that's important for them. They are not looking for any formal interaction. They are totally okay if we are having an informal feedback discussion, even over a Slack, Teams, or just a chat. But if we compare with the millennials, they also want the feedback, but not like very overwhelmed feedback. They just want a coaching. They want a mentorship from their leadership to support their growth. And when it comes to the two generations, which is Gen X and boomers, they want a proper formal reviews, like which is annual and biannually. So as when I started and we started this discussion, like we mentioned, like there is one quote which says, every generation brings energy, different energy at workplace. Similar like that, every generation also brings different expectations and strength. So when it comes to boomers, they bring stability, loyalty. When it comes to Gen X, they brings independence, realistic. Millennials brings collaboration and innovation, and Gen Z brings demand for purpose and digital fluency. So now I'll hand over to again to Anuj, who will going to talk about the key actions for employers.
Okay, so now what are the, like, as an employer, what types of things you should take care about? Okay, some modernized recruitment. So always like they want the things fast, and because they are more, they grow with the technology. So they want they want to improve the recruitment process. It's not like this, like if you know there one position is open, there are multiple rounds, you have to clear it, or the description maybe is not right, but they want the transparency in the hiring process, or in the modernized, in short, they want the modernized technology, and they want the things should be very fast. Okay, so if either the automation is good, like they want the automated reply, but they want the things should be fast. Like okay, when I take an interview of junior or anybody, so I try, when I'm taking interview, I try to explain them why we are hiring, what is the role you will play if you will be hired in this team, you will work with us and we are doing these types of work. So I try to explain them so that they are aligned. Okay, what will be my role, either I should go with this team or either I should go with the company or not. So I usually follow this practice to explain them when I'm taking the interview of any candidate. And invest in employee development. So like I think everybody want to upskill their self, okay, and the next generation definitely want to upskill. Like if you know the AI word is coming, everyday things are changing. So like the employers should provide the resources so that they can quickly find the learning and they can upskill themselves. And the flexibility workplace, I think so, like after COVID, that is normal, like the hybrid system is mostly going on, but they want this should be compulsory. It's not like this, some company, no, you have to go to 5-day office. They no, we are not ready. Like we want compulsory, it should be the hybrid. They can work anytime, but that should be the flexibility in that, okay? And recognize and appreciate their work. So like if they do a small thing, you should appreciate, okay? Even like in our generation also want the same thing. Like in Red Hat, what we do is, suppose if somebody help us, we give a reward points as a thank you note with so that this next person will appreciate and maybe help you in the next time.
So now we understand more about who's Gen Zs, their characteristics, why understanding them is important, their work preferences. Let's talk about strategies for success. It's very important to understand like how we can connect with them in more meaningful and purpose way, and how we can do. The first is aligning values. align your company's values with their values. And how we can do that? Communicating company's values clearly and authentically. So if we are talking about the Gen Z, they expect transparency. They don't want a polished branding. So what exactly that means? That means it should be integrated your day-to-day work, your leadership communications, or your leadership discussions, and where it should be like, especially in the digital platform, because this is the platform where they spend most of their time. So I'll take an example of Spotify. So Spotify have one policy says work from everywhere, and they listed out this policy on their official website, and they also communicate and support the mental health as well. So this is the where their Gen Zs can go, they can see like how the company's values, how the employers' values are actually in action. That's important. And Spotify also have their social media handler which says life at Spotify. And when Gen Zs respond to that, this kind of authenticity, they can relate their values with the employer. Then second is showcase social impact and sustainability initiative. So as a part of this, this is the generation who cares a lot about the global challenges like climate change, social justice, mental health, inclusivity. So whether you are reducing a carbon footprint, or you are supporting any community, or you are also taking a stand on some social issues, let's share with it. That's very important. Let's share it with it, the successes, the challenges, the progress. That's important. Like why? Because they can relate. They can see how the employer and supporting and collaborating into these initiatives and participating in this. So rather than just publishing and reporting, it's important to capture a small videos, posted on a digital media, so that they can relate and they can see it's important to showcase like what we are doing and how it's actually impacting. So the goal is to describe we are not just a part of the industry, but we are also a part of the global solution. That's important. Next is building a supportive environment. That's important. Why? Because this is the way they can feel safe, they can be open and heard, and also set up to succeed. So how we can do that? Prioritize mental health resource and well-being. So you might observe this is the generation who's very open to talk about mental health. So they also expect employers also look into those mental health and support that. Again, I'll take an example of Red Hat, even as a SAP. So we do have a wellness programs. We also have a mental health weeks. SAP also have a virtual therapies which open for all the employers, including the Gen Zs. So why they are doing it? They want to protect the well-being. They want to create a culture where employers and this generation also feels that well-being is also protected. And next is promote work-life integration and flexibility. So it's very important. They want the flexibility, but on the other side, they also want like work should be balanced it out. So they expect their manager, their leadership check-ins with them, created that environment where they get a support from their leadership to take a break if they are feeling burnout. It should be normalized in the company. So that's very important, so that they can grow, they can take a leave if they are feeling burnout and come back with the fresh mindset and work on the initiative or work on the day-to-day work which we have. So these are the example, and now I'll hand over to Anuj.
Okay, so now we will take about the collaboration. Okay, so as you know, like there are multiple generation working in the same team, like the senior, junior. If you know, like the senior bring the experience, junior bring the energy. If we combine both, then the team will be successful. So suppose if you are making one team, what you can do is you can make like the senior as a tech lead or the project manager, or the junior as a innovator or the developer or the designer. So if we utilize the same power or between both, the things will be go good. Okay. And apart from the open communication, so active listening, that is very important. That's mean the psychological safety within the team. Like everybody can speak freely without fearing of missing out or somebody will judge it. Okay. So as a lead, I try my best to make a psychology safe within the team, so everybody can speak up. So there is very good study done by Google. That is a 2-year research, and that is a project Aristotle. So they want to check either what makes a team successful. They found like how the team work is more important than who are working in the team. Means how the team collaborated, that is very important to make the team successful as compared to who are working. That is also important who are working, because we need the experienced guy, but how the team collaborated, that is very important. Okay, so like means if suppose somebody is not speaking or feeling of missing out, so like promote them, tell, like ask them why you are not able to speak. So these types of things, like if we follow in our team, then the collaboration will be increased. If everybody is contributed, then we can do whatever we want to do within the team. Okay, and celebrate contributions. So like we always celebrate our contribution. Like recently we successfully released 2 project within the 2 to 3 months. So I told my manager, like I want to go, like I want to go to the lunch, and he approve it, and then like around 20 people within the team, we go to the lunch and discuss, like okay, what was went well, what we think should be improved within the lunch. So it's like, in short, that means we should celebrate our contribution so that things will be good. And now the leveraging Gen Z strength. Okay, how means how we can leverage their strength. Like if you know, they grow with the technology, they have the power, they are like, they want to change, they want to learn the new things. So how we can utilize? So suppose if you know, the AI world are going very fast, okay, and they want to learn the new things. So how, what we can do is, we can, like if that something is coming up, we can give a one POC to them, let's try the new technology. So they want to learn the new things, go to the fast. Maybe like if they find something meaningful that we can use in our project. So in this way we can utilize their strength to the, or to check the new technology in the fast changing tech, and connect their work to purpose. So always, like what I am doing is, like when I assign some feature or the bug to my juniors, I try to explain them why you should, like what is the benefit if you work on this project, and what are the benefit you will get, or our customer will get. So in this way they align their work, and means they do their best to work on this part.
So ultimately, supporting this generation means creating a culture that feels safe and empowering. And when you both combine emotional support with clear growth path, we will not only going to retain this talent, but will also help them to grow. Thank you.
Okay, and apart from, like recently, means when I'm coming from India, okay, there one girl who sit with me, so she was also Gen Z. So she told me they are also doing a one therapy session also, right? The next generation, like they started the therapy, they want to discuss with their like expert if they feel anything, and how they can do. Means they want the mentorship in their early stages also. But I'm not sure, like in our age also we were also doing same types of things. Yeah. So these are the resources. I told a lot about the research, okay, and means the Gen Z at work. It's a very good book if you want to study about like the next generation, how we should. So there is a very good book. Like there is one senior who talking with his child. So means the old guy want to understand what they want, the next generation what they want. That is very good book if you want to understand. There are a couple of report, there are a couple of research I tried to provide you the resources. Maybe you will find more research on the Google also. And the last one is the project Aristotle, which I talk about the psychological safety. If you want to study like what was the research done by the Google, so you will take a look on this. We will share this PPT with you guys.
Yeah. So understanding them is important. Why? Because Anuj also mentioned, like by 2030, 1/3 workplace occupied by this generation. So it's very important. Like this is the time to understand them, understand their needs, their work preferences. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Or you can also. Okay.
So, as I was listening to the talk, I was realizing that these are not just applicable for Gen Z. So, sorry, it might not be a question, but a statement. I'm not a Gen Z. You look at me, I'm from 1990. If you put me into the right bucket. I feel like these stuff are applicable to me, and as I was discussing various topics with people older than me, it's applicable for them as well. So, I'm not seeing what's the extra here. Maybe they are not comfortable, older people are not comfortable, older generations are not comfortable about talking about these stuff, but they have the same needs basically. So what's the added
So you say like how this generation is different, right? Like because whatever the points we mentioned, it's similar. Like
values are also applicable to the older generation the same way.
so you want to understand. The question here is you want to understand like why the Gen Zs are different than the other generation, because other generation might want the same values, might want the same preferences. So Anuj, do you want to cover?
Okay, so like even like I was also thinking when I was like study about this book and all things, they want to change like the generation by generation. So suppose if you know like at your home also maybe your parents told you, okay, you have to do this thing, maybe we do these things, but the next generation don't want to, they want to find the reason why we should do this, so they want to break this generation gap also. Second thing is like means the hybrid system or the that is the add-on for us, uh, but the next generation that is a compulsory thing they want. This should be the means we want these things, that is should be the compulsory thing we want. There are two difference or you want
Yeah, so basically what we are trying to say, like when it comes to this, because this generation is more into the digital era. So they have the, when they grow up, they have the internet, they have a lot of resources which they can use, right? So it's very important, uh, and what Anuj is trying to say, like when it comes to me, like when my parents used to say like, you need to do this, and I accept that, yes, okay, I will follow and I'll respect your decision, right? But when it comes to this generation, if you'll say like, okay, you need to do this, even if I'll tell about my son and I'll tell my son like, you need to do this, you are doing wrong. No, I will do this, because they want to do wrong things and learn from that things. So this is how the generation gap and I'm not so like you're able to understand.
in short they want to break the traditional things which is going by generation.
For them, maybe we might go with the balanced approach, but for them, when it comes to their value, they really they are not ready to compromise with those things.
I understand. Let's talk afterwards.
Yeah, sure, yes.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, so my question is kind of rather provocative because what you say, and you see that maybe because all your researches and data actually from US market, and I'm talking about developed market, and you really see it's actually the thing there because all you talking about it's not about efficiency, it's about like the things you have to do for those people. But I don't see like kind of good output from that because if you say about mental being, if you say about sustainability actions, it's kind of extra work you have to do with the company. But in terms of output, it's not that much. And then after that, you see like, okay, why I have to actually invest all this to the person, even if what his idea is correct and good, if I have to, I don't know, hire somebody from, sorry, like from India or maybe from Philippines with the price 10 less, but he doesn't care about all these kind of activities and maybe investment. So for me, it's about like, it's not the kind of area-wide movement, it's more about area kind of things coming from the country which is more developed, have more money, and they can think about. But because if you're not developed, come on, you don't have the time for that.
You want to take that? Okay. So you are trying to say like when it comes to these values, when it comes to okay, the question here is when it comes to the workplace, if you have some task to do, we have to do it. Maybe keep those values aside. Are you trying to say
Well,
that?
I would say like it's a question about efficiency. Because if I work with such team and I have to build these kind of environments, it's an extra effort for the company. Because I have to buy equipment, I have to hire some coaches if they have some mental issues, for example. But I don't have such issues with the people from other countries, for example. Because they don't have such problems. They can say like I work on this rate 24/7, I don't care. I don't have a burnout, for example.
Maybe you are lucky enough because if you if you compare with the like average, I think when it comes to the workplace, people do experience the burnout. They do experience workload a lot. So that's the reason, and I'm also sharing with my experiences as well. When it comes to the workplace, I do experience sometimes burnout, but maybe I'll keep my values aside and focus on the only work. But when it comes to this new generation, which is Gen Zs, they are very much focused. They upfront say like, it's burnout for me, I need a break, or I might need to switch to another project.
Yeah, okay, so I'm interested in conflicts and how to deal with them. So you spoke a lot about how social values are important to this generation. Not everyone shares the same social values. So what happens when you have, a new generation of workers and one says, I'm not going to talk to that person or work with that person because they hold this belief that I disagree with outside of work. How do you deal with those kinds of situations?
Very good question, first of all. Yeah, so the question is, so because this generation is different, if there, like, he wants to understand, like, is there any experience happened when this generation don't want to work with another person, how to handle this conflict, or what are the things we can do to make sure that, like, it should work out, or what are the options we can choose, if I'm right?
Yeah. Specifically when it comes to things like social values.
Social values.
Not like day-to-day work interpersonal, but
okay.
Beliefs and social values.
Okay, basically you're like social values, okay, or the maybe cultural values, okay. Anuj, do you want to, because you worked on multiple teams? Or okay, I'll maybe share my experience. So I worked with multiple teams and with different values. When it comes to work, to be frank, I never experienced such where like somebody come to me and talk about the social values. Obviously, when it comes to people, two person are always think on a different direction, right? And they might have some conflicts, right? So if that's the thing, we just, okay, yeah. So we make sure that, keep, guide them and mentor them, like, you are at work. When it comes to values, obviously we respect each and every culture values, right? But when you are at work, we are collaborating together. So rather than looking into, when picking somebody weaknesses, it's important like how we are building, that environment where everyone can contribute. That's important. Because obviously we need to respect the social values as well. But if there is a very, let's example, I'm saying like, no, whatever you are saying, I don't want to listen, right? Sometimes we do also interact with that associate who say like, no, I heard you, what you're saying it, but I still don't want to work, right? I really want to avoid that person. If that's the thing, so sometimes we also take a help from the HRBP team. We do have a human resource who are specialized in this as well. So we'll combine that and have the sessions with them, how we can support. Obviously, we do have one option, maybe change the project, but that is not the every time option, because there may be like we need those skill set in that project, right? So we'll keep and plan our project in such a way so that they have a separate clashes. So this is how we can maybe use that approach, because respecting each and every values is very important, right? Along with the work as well. So, anybody? That's right. If I'll say like, you might explore the reels. I think that's not a question. He's just saying the answer. So I'm just trying to explaining then in a more social media way. So we already know Instagram reels, right? So, but if you go through those books, the resources which we have mentioned, there is a quote saying that Gen Z's mindset, they switch just like reels, right? If you're saying they like first 2-3 seconds, they stick with that content. If not, they just swipe, up. So this is how their mindset is. So it's very important how we can, relate and align their values so that they can go through the whole reel till end, like the 2-minute reel. So that's very important. Like what are the the major values they want, how we are aligning at the starting. Once we are done and we are able to retain them, then we can retain that talent. They can contribute to your organization, and it's a win-win for both employer as well as the Gen Zs. Okay. But yeah, in case you have any questions, we are also we are also millennials. We are understanding Gen Zs. So in case if anybody here is Gen Zs wants to help us, share your experience, we are standing outside. You can connect with us, and same with you. You want to discuss, so we can maybe have a talk. Thank you.